What I really love about the Ashland Food Co-op is that it is a company that is based on principles. Co-ops are a really unique structure for business in the community and to support staff and to continue to invest in the local area, and so they're a great way to make a living and also support something that is a good cause. I think the food that is wasted the most here is probably meat. I would think so. It's very difficult to bring back into a food recovery hierarchy. It's really easy to do it with produce. It's somewhat easy to do it, and there's a small amount that we can save from food waste in terms of cheeses or milks or drinks, things like that. But most often we find the biggest food waste in produce, but we're able to find appropriate homes for that. The meat department though, and that is across a lot of stores and co-ops, that's the most difficult to find a way to deal with the food waste from that. Gosh, let's say a gallon of milk expires.
Yeah.
So what will happen in that situation is we usually go to staff for gleaners. So let's say there's a kombucha or a gallon of milk that has expired or it has a punctured hole or something. So we'll have an area inside of our dairy cooler where all these things will go, as well as deli items too that maybe are a day old, like there's a lot of cornbread that goes in there. And so staff can go in and take that, and at the end of the day, if there's some left over, then the Ashland Food Angels will come and pick it up. To be clear, the co-op doesn't have a recycling center. We're a co-op. We do take back some recycling for folks, and we do offer customer recycling. One of our major challenges, however, is customer recycling. We have a waste station that is outside where we have a landfill option and a recycling option. We do a lot of internal recycling with our staff. So our staff is trained and knowledgeable about what things we can recycle in-house, how to separate those, keep them clean as well. And one of the really amazing things that we do here at the co-op is that we're the only place in the valley that recycles #1 peat clamshell plastics. So those strawberry containers that you get in the summer, or those spinach containers that you'll get from Organic Girl, all of those we do recycle here at the co-op, but we only take back what we put on the shelves, and they have to be clean. They can't be, from any other place, can't be food contaminated. And what we're doing is also encouraging other folks to say, if you want to see your plastic clamshells recycled, put pressure on your other grocers to do it, because we figured out a way to do that through our produce vendor. And so if we can do it, that means other grocers can do it too.
Totally.
So our outreach, we host a number of different classes, events throughout the year. Something that I do as the coordinator actually is speak a lot to different students, whether they're from SOU, whether they're from the high school, middle school. We also teach classes to our customers, our member owners, and so it really varies. Even today we had a class come in for SOU that I spoke to for about an hour, and we'll usually feed people, which is really key, and explain a lot about our sustainability initiatives and also the impacts that they can make from the different choices. Basically trying to create an environment where we're saying your food choice matters, and if you choose the Ashland Food Co-op, we're making good choices as a business that you can support from an ethical perspective.
That's wonderful.
Now, in order to be truly zero waste certified, you have to divert 90% of your waste. We're about 80-something% of our waste diversion, which is pretty good, but as we inch closer and closer to that zero waste goal, it becomes more and more difficult, especially because there's a lot that we receive in from our customers. We're a place where produce vendors are coming in, cheese and meat and dairy is all coming in, and they're dropping off things for us to put on our shelves. And so we accumulate generate a lot of that waste from the outside, and so trying to find the appropriate means to take care of that becomes more difficult as you get down to the finer and finer pieces. Like, let's say you get a box of lettuce, and in that lettuce you have all of these twist ties that have a product code on it, but that product code doesn't work for the co-op. What do we do with all these twist ties? They end up going in the landfill, because where is that place along the line where someone's going to take a whole bunch of specifically lettuce twist ties? So it's kind of about the relationship that we have with vendors to call them up and say, hey, can you not include this as a part of what you're sending us? We're not asking that you deliver your waste to us, because here's where it goes down the waste stream. So it's complicated because there's so much coming in, and so to try and really measure the impacts of what is not ours that's coming in and how can we divert that back to where it's coming from. So we're about 80% of the way there. Well, I got my permaculture design certification in 2009, about 10 years ago. I think that was the first time that I began to understand a real-world perspective about sustainability and the impacts, and how it was a lens that you can start to see the world through in many different ways, whether it's gardening or business or human resources. That was really the start of my work into this, although I have been involved now with clean energy action plans with the City of Talent specifically.